In the quiet village of Isayego, near the Great River, there was a famous secondary school called Great Hope College. Children came from many villages to learn there. Among the teachers was a woman named Grace Aduk. She was tall, beautiful, and always dressed neatly. But what made her unforgettable were her shiny red high-heeled shoes. Every step she took echoed loudly in the halls, "Koi! Koi! Koi!" Soon, everyone called her Madam Koi Koi. But Grace cared more about her looks and her shoes than her students. She punished them harshly for small mistakes. "These children are lazy," she would shout, striking them with her cane. The students feared her. Some even whispered that she was too proud, too vain, too cruel. One rainy evening, after a fight with the headmaster, Madam Koi Koi stormed out of the school. As she crossed the road in anger, a speeding lorry appeared. The driver tried to swerve, but it was too late. The last sound anyone heard before the crash was her shoes, "Koi! Koi! Koi!" Then silence. The next morning, her lifeless body was found. Her red shoes were soaked in blood. The village mourned, but the students whispered, she will not rest. Weeks after her burial, strange things began. In the dormitory at night, when the lanterns burned low, students heard footsteps in the corridor, "Koi! Koi! Koi!" At first, they thought it was the prefect. But when they checked, there was nothing. Only darkness. One night, a bold boy named Samuel said, "It's a lie. Tonight, I will wait and see." At midnight, the others hid under their blankets, but Samuel sat awake. The wind howled, trees bent, and then, "Koi! Koi! Koi!" The door creaked open on its own. And there she stood. Madam Koi Koi. Her face was pale, her eyes red like fire, and her shoes glowed in the dark. She whispered, "You mocked me. You disrespected me. Now you will pay." Samuel screamed, but it was too late. By dawn, his bed was empty. Only bloody footprints remained. From then on, every student knew, Madam Koi Koi haunted Great Hope College. Teachers warned the new students, "When you hear Koi, 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 close your eyes and pray. For if Madam Koi Koi finds you, she will drag your spirit into her red shoes, and you will walk forever with her in the land of the dead." After Samuel's disappearance, fear spread through Great Hope College like wildfire. Students whispered in corners, too afraid to walk alone at night. Some swore they saw red footprints in the classrooms, others said they heard her laugh echoing in the girls' hostel. But the strangest thing was this: every Friday night, just after midnight, the school bell would ring by itself, gong, 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 even though no one touched it. And each time the bell rang, someone would vanish. The principal, Mr. Adeyemi, tried to cover it up. "Children are making up stories," he said. "There is no ghost in this school." But deep down, even he was afraid. One evening, a group of senior students decided they had enough. They gathered in the hostel, holding candles. Among them was a girl named Amora, quiet but very brave. She said softly, "My grandmother once told me, a restless spirit can only be stopped if you know its true weakness. Madam Koi Koi's strength is her shoes. If we destroy the shoes, maybe we can set her soul free." The others agreed. That night, they stayed awake, waiting. The air grew cold, the wind outside roared, and then they heard it, "Koi! Koi! Koi!" The sound grew louder, closer, until the corridor shook with each step. The candles flickered. The door swung open. And there she was, Madam Koi Koi, her face twisted with anger, her eyes glowing like fire. "You think you can stop me?" she hissed. "You will all join Samuel." The students screamed and scattered, but Amora stood firm. She raised her candle high, her voice trembling but strong, "We are not afraid of you." For a moment, Madam Koi Koi froze, her red shoes burning brighter. Then she let out a terrible scream that shook the walls. One of the boys, David, quickly threw holy water, given by the village pastor, onto the floor. The red footprints began to sizzle like fire touching oil. Madame Koi Koi shrieked and stumbled backward. But she did not vanish. She laughed. "Foolish children. You cannot destroy me. As long as these shoes walk, I will walk. And I will never stop." Suddenly, the shoes lifted off the ground by themselves, glowing red, carrying her ghostly body forward. The students ran, but Amora held her ground. She remembered her grandmother's words and shouted, "If it is your shoes that keep you here, then it is your shoes that will burn." She smashed her candle onto the shoes. The flame spread like wildfire. The shoes caught fire, and Madame Koi Koi let out a scream so loud it shattered the windows. The students covered their ears. The fire burned brighter and brighter until, boom! The shoes exploded into ashes. When the smoke cleared, Madame Koi Koi was gone. For weeks, the school was peaceful. No footsteps. No screams. No vanishings. Everyone thought it was finally over. Until one night, a new student named Peter was walking alone to the toilet. The hostel was quiet. The moon shone dimly. Then, from behind him, he heard it, "Koi. Koi. Koi." But how? The shoes were gone. Peter froze, trembling. He whispered a prayer. Slowly, he turned his head, and there she was. Her face darker, more terrifying than before. But this time, her feet were bare. Yet still, the sound followed her with every step, "Koi. Koi. Koi." She whispered, "Did you really think burning the shoes would stop me? The curse is not in the shoes. The curse is in me." And with that, she stretched her hand toward him. Peter's scream was swallowed by the night. The crickets stopped chirping, the owls went silent, and the whole hostel seemed to hold its breath. Her hand, long and bony, reached closer. His knees shook, his teeth chattered, but somehow his voice broke free, "Yezu. Yezu. Yezu." Madame Koi Koi froze. For the first time, her fiery red eyes dimmed, her pale face twisting in pain. She staggered back, clutching her ears as if Peter's words were burning her. The boy turned and ran, faster than he had ever run in his life. He burst into the hostel, shaking, gasping for air. The other boys woke, confused. "What is it?" one whispered. "She's back," Peter stammered. "No shoes, but the sound is still there. She's back." Fear spread again like wildfire. But Amora, who had not slept, stepped forward. Her face was pale but determined. "I was wrong," she admitted. "It wasn't the shoes. The shoes were only a chain. The true cause is her anger. Her spirit is bound to this school because of how she died." The room fell silent. "Then how do we stop her?" David whispered. Amora's voice dropped. "My grandmother once said, an angry spirit can only be laid to rest if the truth of their death is brought to light. Madame Koi Koi must be told the words she never heard in life, 'We are sorry.'" The boys shivered. "Say sorry to that monster. Go near her again." Impossible. But Amora stood tall. "If we don't, she will never stop. She will keep taking us one by one until Great Hope College is empty." The next Friday night, when the cursed bell rang again, gong, 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 Amora and her friends gathered in the assembly hall with candles, a Bible, and a wooden cross. The air turned icy cold. The flames flickered. Then came the sound. "Koi. Koi. Koi." But this time, it was louder than ever, shaking the very floor. The doors burst open and Madame Koi Koi stormed in, her hair wild, her bare feet leaving bloody prints on the tiles. "You dare summon me," she shrieked. The students trembled, but Amora stepped forward, clutching the cross. "Madam Grace Aduk," she said, her voice echoing. "You were a teacher. You gave your life to this school, but you were wronged, disrespected, unloved. We are sorry." The ghost froze. Her fiery eyes flickered. The hall grew silent. David stepped beside Amora, his hands shaking. "We are sorry for mocking you. We are sorry for the names. We are sorry you died in pain." The other students slowly joined in, their voices trembling but united. "We are sorry, we are sorry, we are sorry." Madame Koi Koi staggered backward, clutching her chest. Her face softened for the first time. A single tear, black and thick, rolled down her cheek. But then, her laughter returned. Cold, sharp, cruel. "Sorry," she hissed. "Sorry will not bring me peace. Only vengeance." The hall shook violently. The windows shattered. The candles blew out. In the darkness, a glowing figure towered over them. Amora clutched the cross tighter. "Then what do you want?" she cried. Madame Koi Koi's voice thundered through the hall. "I want all of you." And with a scream that tore through the night, she lunged forward. The ghost rushed forward, her scream shaking the walls of Great Hope College. Candles stumbled, and the students huddled together in fear. But Amora did not move. She lifted the wooden cross high and shouted, "Grace Aduk. You were our teacher. You were proud, but you were also human. You died in anger, but anger cannot heal you. Only forgiveness can set you free." The words struck Madame Koi Koi like lightning. She froze mid-step, her face twisting between rage and sorrow. Her fiery eyes flickered, dimming slowly. Amora pressed on, her voice trembling but strong. "We forgive you. For every cane you raised, for every harsh word, we forgive you. And we ask you to forgive us too, for mocking you, for speaking evil, for forgetting that you were a woman in pain." The others, terrified but moved, joined in, "We forgive you. We forgive you." Madame Koi Koi's terrible scream softened into a low cry. Her bloody footprints began to fade. Her bare feet glowed faintly, and for the first time, the hall was filled not with fear but with silence and peace. Her ghostly figure looked at the students one last time. A tear ran down her pale cheek as she whispered, "All I ever wanted was respect." Then, with a long sigh, her form dissolved into mist. The sound of "Koi, Koi, Koi" echoed faintly, and then vanished forever. From that day, Great Hope College was never haunted again. No footsteps in the night. No cursed bell. No vanishings. The students learned a deep truth.